go. Are you ready for the madness? This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Last day of February. My oh my favorite time of the year. March Madness just around the corner. Spring training, MLB action to start in a month, and the 2013 NCAA basketball tournament just 3 weeks away. Unfortunately, Selection Sunday is on St. Patrick's Day, so don't celebrate too hard on one of my favorite holidays. But we're going to get back to it here with conference action, ACC play, the Duke Blue Devils versus the Virginia Cavaliers at John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville, Virginia. And very surprising line in the market, looking at SBRodds.com, a pick'em, while the total sits at 129. When you look at the Duke Blue Devils, they have won and covered their last 2 games, winning those games by a margin of 26.5 points on average against Boston College and Virginia Tech. And they may be able to keep it going here, considering the fact that they have won 17 of the last 18 meetings in the series, including an 8-game win streak, with 7 of those coming by 10 or more points. And also, since the 1996-97 campaign, the Blue Devils are 29-3 versus the Cavaliers, and their only 3 losses during that span have come by a combined 7 points. So if you're going to get any points with Duke in this game, if they do move to a road underdog, you might want to look at them, even though the public may be heavy on that side. Of course, we've talked about it at great length in previous videos. Starting 5 for Duke, averaging 68.2 points per game. They account for 86.4% of the team's scoring. That is the highest mark of any team in major college basketball. So definitely something to monitor as we head into the final games of the 2012-13 campaign. Guard Seth Curry watched his brother Stephon Curry just light it up at Madison Square Garden last night. He may want to do it in prime time at the collegiate level. He scored in double figures his last 9 games, averaging 18.7 points in that span. But he's been limited by one of the better defensive-minded teams in the ACC in his 3 games versus Virginia. He's only averaging 8.3 points per game. 0-2 straight up and against the spread as road favorites of 3 points or less, with the over cashing in both of those games. Of course, those games coming against NC State and also the Miami Hurricanes. When you look at Virginia, they ended a 2-game losing streak last time out in blowout fashion, 82-54 over Georgia Tech as 10-point home favorites. They've been going over the total recently because odds makers have caught up with the fact that they do play low-scoring games. They went over the total of 111.5 in that one. They are just 10-11 straight up in the month of February the last 2+ seasons, but they are 14-6-1 against the spread in that situation. It's all about defense during the Tony Bennett era. Of course, he coming over from the Washington State Cougars, and also his tutelage. His dad was a former coach at Wisconsin, so he does like to play good defense and slower pace, just like Bo Ryan at Wisconsin now. Ranked 4th nationally in scoring defense, allowing just 54 points per game, and they've held 11 of their 14 conference foes to under 60 points. 15-game home winning streak at this particular venue, and they are 26-12 in front of their home fans the last 2+ seasons, and my key betting trend with that one, 19-8 to the under. Junior guard Joe Harris is really the main scoring threat offensively for this team, averaging 16.6 points per game, 20.9 over the last 8, but he's not going to reach those numbers against one of the better defensive teams in the conference. He's only averaged 12.3 points per game in 3 career meetings against the Duke Blue Devils. I'm going to go with the under here. It's cashed the last 4 times these teams have played in Virginia, and also the last 5, when averaging out the total, comes out at 130.5. That's not much higher than this particular number. It may look low, but it's not for this series. And considering the last 4 in Virginia have gone under, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with it. And also, I think Virginia is going to be able to lock down Duke pretty well here. They may not win. That's why I'm going with the total. My official pick on this play is under 129 in Thursday night's game featuring the Duke Blue Devils and Virginia Cavaliers. For any further information on this game or any other on really one of the better Thursday night college basketball boards of the entire season, you can follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports. This has been another edition of Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Cut.